All right, sippers, hello. Welcome to another episode of Tea and Champagne Podcast. My name is Lena.
Hey, Sippers,
Yes,
I'm
and we have
Dee.
a very special guest with us today. We have a Chattanooga Business Elite, Shay McCowan here, the CEO. We are so happy to have you. Thank you for sparing your time and coming on our platform um, to share us everything about BEC. Before we get started, we're just gonna do some housekeeping notes. Sippers, anyone, if you're interested in being a guest with Tea and Champagne Podcast, all you have to do is email us at teaandchampagnepod@gmail.com and you can be a guest just like Shay McCowan and all our other wonderful guests that we have had so far. So let's just go ahead and get down to business. Dee, you want to go ahead and give us the intro or the bio of Chattanooga Business Elite?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Sippers, as Lena said, we have Shay on. She is the CEO of Chattanooga Business Elite. Shay, thank you for gracing our stage with your presence. And just to give the sippers, of course, thank you. And just to give the sippers a bit of background, Chattanooga Business Elite, you guys, it's a collective group of creatives, entrepreneurs, community leaders, business owners, and advocates working together to inform and connect Black individuals in Hamilton County and all the surrounding areas in Hamilton County and the Chattanooga area. And Chattanooga Business Elite for the past few years have been doing the Black Excellence Chattanooga Awards. And we are so excited to be a part of this organization. We're a part of the awards component, and we hosted the Black Carpet last year. Well, we were one of the hosts. We were one of the hosts of the Black Carpet. There's several people entertaining on the carpet, and we are happy to be a part of it. And this year we'll be a part of it as well. And again, just a bit of background with the Black Excellence Awards in Chattanooga, the BEC Awards. It's a time to recognize, it's a time to celebrate the outstanding contribution of business owners and entrepreneurs, professionals, everyone that's making a meaningful impact in our city. We want to support them and we want to come together and celebrate them because they're incredible and all of their achievements, they're shaping the future of our city. So we appreciate Shay for creating the opportunity for this event, for the awards. We want to continue to acknowledge and support our professionals locally and highlight them and show appreciation and give them a chance to promote what they're doing for the community. So Shay, just to give the Chattanooga people and our sippers, everyone, because we're Chattanooga, but we also have sippers all over the world and country,
Right.
just to give them an insight on what you're doing for the cause and with Chattanooga. We want to get a little scoop on the awards.
Yes.
And I just have a few questions. We want to make sure to highlight and give everybody a chance to understand why it's an important event and why they should be coming out. So to start it off, I want to know, what are you most excited about with this year's event, and what's the difference between this year's event and the awards this year and last year? What are we gonna expect and what are you most looking forward to?
Right. I'm like super excited about this year's awards. First of all, we're going to be in a different room. This is the first year that we're changing rooms, so we'll be in a bigger room, and that has been exciting just to actually give us more space to just celebrate, highlight, have fun. I think we're being it's a lot more creativity this year. We really put focus into local entertainment this year. Just last year, I think last year was great.
So are we going to be in that room where they do the concerts whenever they have like a
Yes.
concert and it's like the
Yeah.
double room?
Yeah, we'll be down there this year.
Okay, to make room
Yes.
for all the tables.
Yeah, it's just because it's going to be more of a table event this year. We're not going to have seats or anything like that. So we kind of changed it, and we're excited about that, though.
And is there going to be two stages in the room this year?
It is going to be it's going to be so different this year. Like I said, it's allowing us to the production is going to be grander. It's just going to be, like I said, just a lot of creativity. I love to like do extra, and like being down there is going to allow us to be extra. So that's exactly
Okay.
what's going to be.
Okay. Well, okay. So Shay, you were talking about being in a bigger room this
Yes.
year, and what else would be different between this year's awards and
Yes.
last year, and what you most
Yes.
excited about?
One of the things I'm mostly excited about is we get to Miss Johnetta Patton, Usher's mom, will be there, and all her guests will be there, and it's just exciting to celebrate her being from Chattanooga, the impressions, celebrating them, and then the local artists that we're celebrating, like Real Tight was a '90s group that was out of Chattanooga, celebrating them and being able to do a tribute for them, and even Spiritual Highlights, who is a gospel quartet group, but they were popular in the gospel sector here. So just, I mean, we're celebrating all things Black, all things Chattanooga. So it's fun when you really get to just dig in and find out what people were doing in the city, how they were impactful to people in the city, and then to go back and give them their flowers while they're still here. It's the
That is
whole. I mean,
exciting.
this year is very exciting to do that. I mean, we had people this year that literally were crying when we called to tell them that we were celebrating them. So this is gonna be good.
This is going to be real good. That's exciting. So just to recap, you say we're going to have the impressions. We're highlighting the impressions,
Yeah.
and Usher's mom's going to be there.
Yes.
And recap the gospel group name one more
As
time.
spiritual highlights. We're also celebrating. Oh, we're celebrating. Oh God, it's so many people I get. So whatever. The impressions, the Real Tight, the group Real Tight. We're celebrating the humanitarian, which is Judge Williams. The legend. I mean, the legend is Miss Johnetta Patton. The CBE award is going to Eric Foster, who has gave 30 years to radio. Everybody
Wow.
knows that. Jay Fever, who has been on television networks being a host for years. And then Candy Johnson, she was here with Urban League doing her thing with Urban League, and now she's moved on. But we want to make sure that we're giving her flowers, telling her thank you for how she moved the needle and just all the things that she did here in the city. So, I mean, we're even honoring Chat Prep boys basketball team who brought a championship after 17 years to the city of Chattanooga. So, like I said, it is like, I don't know if y'all seen the documentary How to Sue the Klan?
I have that on my calendar to see it at their next
Okay, we're
showing. I know
we're
they,
gonna do a showing of that at the
yeah,
movie theater.
yes,
So
I have that on my calendar.
so
Yes.
we're gonna make sure to get, but it is a must see, and it happened right here on MLK. And I mean, I never, when I first heard about it, I thought it happened in the 1960s, but it happened in 1980 right here on MLK.
Wow.
And it is a awesome. I'm talking about. I was like, my mouth open the whole time, and they are actually up for an Image Award
Yeah.
and an Oscar, and we're going to
Yeah.
award them that night, the producers of that documentary. So that, I mean, it's going to be all kinds of
Yay!
stuff.
I'm excited. It's critically
Yeah.
acclaimed. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yes,
So I'm so
yes,
glad you guys are highlighting that too. That's a lot.
yeah. It
That
is,
is a
and it's
lot.
when I tell you, it's so much that night that we're celebrating the Black X. I mean, it's just awesome.
That is awesome.
I mean, I
So,
know that the
oh, go ahead,
committee is
Lena. Go ahead.
a, a local based committee, but Real Tight, girl, you talking about something when I was in 5th grade. Like, I mean, that is like extraordinary to even recognize them. And I saw that on y'all's page that y'all were highlighting them. I'm like, man, that was a group that was like important back in the 90s, and it's very nice to give them their flowers. And then the impressions, I think my mama said, yeah, I know them or something like that. But even going on the Chattanooga
Right,
Taste Tour, I think there's a mural that highlights them. So I think that that's awesome, that it's just so much history in Chattanooga that we kind of overlook. And for a long time, I'm born and raised out
hmm
here. I've moved and come back, but for a long time, we have gotten a negative reputation, our people, our community. So I appreciate you guys like really trying to highlight the excellence of the city. I wish everybody would understand how important this is,
right,
because
right.
this is like the Chattanooga Renaissance. It really is. Every year, you guys take the time to put on this celebration. I have learned from, like, I've got to know a lot of business
Yeah,
owners because of this celebration. I've kind of expanded my networking too because of this celebration, and gotten to know and network other business owners, and we're able to nominate other people to, be in different categories. So I just want to say,
Right.
Chattanooga Business Elite, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I mean, I'm already excited that you are on our show because I feel like you like the mayor of Chattanooga. You like the black mayor right I really appreciate what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. I mean, honestly, I honestly appreciate that for everything, but my heart is us. You know, like seeing us winning. I mean, like you said, there's so much negativity and always
Mm-hmm.
Chattanooga's dangerous. They're always shooting. Everybody's doing, and it's like, you know what? There's some black people here that are making some
Yes.
huge moves and they're doing some good stuff, and we need to highlight that. We need to
I
put more
agree.
highlight on what we're doing good than what we're doing bad. And one of the things is getting that in front of our young people to show, hey, you may not be an athlete or you may not be an entertainer, but guess what? You can use your passion to start a podcast. You can use your passion to do this. You can use your passion to do that. You can be an artist. You can be this. You can be that. And when you put them in a room of so many creatives and so many professional black people and open their eyes to show them what is here and what we are doing, what moves we are
Mm-hmm.
making, and how we are making an impact in our community, then you create a new vision for young people. You give them vision, give them hope, you know? So this is, it's bigger than an award. I know people get caught up on the award and but it's so much bigger than that. And I mean, it is really just coming together
Mm-hmm.
and celebrating our culture, celebrating who we are. I mean, I had a talk with Mr. Ricardo the other day. He does the Chattanooga Arts Festival, Black Arts Festival. I mean, what he made me come out of that room so proud to be black. I mean, just the history, you know, a lot of times they try to start our history with
Mm-hmm.
slavery, and our history is so much more than that. We were kings and queens and doing way more than slavery,
Yeah.
going through slavery. So just hearing him going back and saying, and yes, we're celebrating history, but y'all, we're celebrating people who are making history right now. I mean, you all, I mean, just what y'all are doing with tea and champagne, that's history. That is one day somebody's going to go back and be like, do you remember that podcast that did this and did that? And it's going to be like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, yeah. And then they get to actually pull it up and view it and show people, your kids will be able to show, you know, like this was my mom, this was my grandma, this was, as history goes on, y'all are making history and we're celebrating
Yeah.
it in the now. So I mean, it's just an awesome time, and
We like the
we don't
passion.
even, we just have fun doing it.
Yeah.
It's really that fun. So I could talk about it all day.
Yeah.
So you tell me to shut up sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
we can hear the passion in your voice. We can hear
Yeah.
literally can hear the passion. We can see it in your face. We can see the joy. We can see the glow. And I love that it's more than just being an award show. It's
Right.
literally an opportunity to highlight all
Mm-hmm.
of the effort that goes into this city. Like you guys work
Yeah.
hard, and a lot of the people that you're highlighting have worked hard for years and
Exactly.
years and years. So taking the space to give them a platform
Yeah.
and let people know that they're valued and that it doesn't have to be just on a national scale. We don't have to wait for the Oscars to acknowledge us. We do not have to
Exactly.
wait for the NAACP Image Awards to acknowledge us. Although those
Yeah.
acknowledgements are
Right.
grand and we
Yeah.
Right.
appreciate
That's
those
tight.
too, but we
Have
cannot
to
complain
we have
about
to
being
praise them up
overlooked if
in
we don't
here.
support
Thank you,
initiatives like
Shay.
this.
We
Right.
making
Right.
So
history, D.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I feel honored to be a part of it, and I really appreciate all the hard work that goes into it. So with that
Yes.
being said, how much have you learned with doing this program? You know, from the previous awards that you helped with in the past and put together, like if you take that history and put it into today, like what have you learned to help grow the awards to what you're doing for 2025? And what have you learned to help improve the show this year?
Yeah, I mean, y'all, if anybody who's had a business, they know you learn something every year. Point blank period. Like I'm
Yeah.
there. I mean, every year when
Mm-hmm.
we think we got it, okay, you know, because you remember our first year we did it, it came out, we were like, whew, but we lesson learned, and guess what? COVID happens. We had to revamp. We had to figure it out, like what we're gonna do. Then we went virtual, and then we came back. And when we came back that third
Mhm.
year, the show was just way too long. So we had to revamp again. Like, so every year we've learned something. But one of the biggest things we've learned is listening to the community. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything, I know some people are like, dang, they be so negative. But people are, I mean, we're okay with constructive criticism because we learn. There are certain things in certain videos or lives or posts that I actually listen to and be like, hey, y'all, at the end of the day, it may come off as negative. Like, they probably could have just messaged us and said that or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
However, what they're saying actually makes sense. So if just listening, like if you're going to have something for us, then you might want to listen to us. You know what I mean? So we value what the suggestions that people have and the feedback that people give because it helps us grow. And I mean, it's so hard to honor people that you don't listen to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna we finally every year, like I said, we've changed something based off of us
Mhm.
listening to our community and listening to what it is that they want to see, who they we've even involved because we tried to figure out how can we get our older people involved in this. We've actually started an organization within our organization with our
Yeah,
Homage Award winners. So we actually have
Mm.
a meeting with
that's
them where they
awesome.
help us to stay connected with the older generation because we don't want them to miss out on this celebration because they have done so much to get us where we are now. And so we wanted to make sure that we stay connected with them, give them a voice. You know, because
Mm-hmm.
at first we was okay, we got the young people, we look like we're getting young, but we need the older people. We need to bridge the gap
Mhm.
in our
Mhm.
generations and make sure that we're receiving wisdom from them on how to keep going and then also keeping them young and keeping them connected to what we got going, you know. So we've learned so much. Like I said, the homage award winners, it doesn't stop there. We literally have meetings with them on how to keep growing. They actually voted in the homage award winners for this year because at first that was
Nice.
how, so we kind of switched things there. So next year, our Hall of Fame our first set of Hall of Fame winners, they will have been in Hall of Fame for 5 years. So we're trying to think of a celebration for them because at the end of the day, we created the Hall of Fame by listening to our
Mhm.
community because they were like, dang, the same people gonna win. So it's like, okay, let's figure out how we can still celebrate them but move them on forward so that other people have a chance to be able to win. So every year we learn something different and we listen, whether it's criticism or whether
Yeah.
it's like somebody celebrating what we said, I mean what we did. We make sure to listen to the people we honor.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Because
Yeah.
I know that, like you said, every year there's something to take away, and I love that y'all incorporate feedback from your audience and from your
Yes.
supporters and from the people involved. And I love that you're bridging generational gaps. So
Yes.
I'm gonna turn it to Lena because I know she has some questions. I'm gonna just ask one more. If you're at liberty to say, we want to support and purchase tickets. We need tickets. We got to
Right.
get these tickets. So, how does purchasing a ticket for the award ceremony for the event, how does it support the community? How can we tell the people of chat that getting a ticket will support the community? What is it that is involving the community, and how is getting a ticket helping the community,
Mhm.
and where are the proceeds from the tickets being allocated? If you're at liberty to say, we just want to make
Yes.
sure that they understand why it's so important that we get butts and seats.
Yes, well, I mean, I'm gonna be transparent because we're on a podcast and I believe in being real, but it was so hard for us to go
Mhm.
up on tickets. It really was because I
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to give
Mm-hmm.
people, I never wanted to make it so high that they couldn't make it there. You know what I'm saying? That they couldn't come or people couldn't
Mm-hmm.
come. But the level of excellence that I love for the program to have, we all know prices have went up on everything. So it was no longer we could do that. So I will say that you probably wouldn't believe, but we really were not there. The money was not going back into our programs and into our HBCU tours. We were still having to get money for that because we were truly spending it on the show because we wanted to bring the experience. Because
Mm-hmm.
we knew we really need to be selling tickets for $150, $175, but our community would not get the chance to experience it if we were selling it at those prices. So
Mhm.
we really on that day that really takes care of we literally this year have over 70 something people on payroll. Now the biggest flex that I want to say that we can pop our collar a little bit, Chattanooga Business Elite, is
Yeah.
we have over 50 people that are business owners and that are entertaining and all whatever that we are paying, that we're putting back into our community, and that we're
Nice.
giving platforms for them to be able to show their art or to be able to show their business or say. So that right there to me means more than anything, because even if
Mm,
they're getting to just come to the event free and not having to pay, or if we're having to pay them for whatever, we are actually putting back into our
mm,
Black community, making sure that we're using them in every aspect of the show. That right there to me means
yeah.
more to me than anything. And that was one of the reasons, giving y'all something that we haven't shared. Last year we brought the Atlanta Orchestra
Yeah.
to come here, the
Which
Black
was one of
Orchestra.
my favorite parts. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this year we created our own right here in Chattanooga. So, because
That
so
is
that was
awesome.
one of my biggest. I was like, wait a minute, if they can do
She
that,
shared tea
we
with
can
us.
do it.
Yeah.
She shared this.
So one of the things that we're going to do, and like I said, I haven't even put that out there. It's going to be one of the surprises. Everybody's going to be like, "Shay,
Exclusive.
you told it."
That
And
is some that is some tea. That's piping
yeah,
hot tea.
yeah. So
Yes.
sippers, but yeah. So I mean, that
Okay.
that is where that is. It's going back into our community. So when you're paying, it's going back. And then two, it does. If we do have more after that, it goes back into the programs. We do two
Mm.
HBCU tours. One in the spring, one in the fall. This year, we're taking 50 students to FAMU to stay
Oh,
overnight.
nice. Oh,
And that is like,
again.
yeah. So
Yes.
we're like so
Yes.
excited about,
Yes.
because all of our
Yes.
tours have been like in distance where we came
Right.
back the same day, but this time we're gonna get ready to
Yeah.
take them to Florida, and this is an experience that some of these kids probably have never experienced, just even really being outside of Chattanooga. So I mean, it is things
No.
like that, and then y'all already know our Black History Month, not excuse me, Black History, our Black Business Month in August. We do programs throughout
Yeah.
the whole month of
Yep.
August. So, I mean, just all the different things that we have going on, and we're actually wanting to do
Yeah.
more. So, if that's what
And
it's doing, that's
yeah. That listen, that's a lot.
Mm.
And I
yeah.
wanted people to hear that. I wanted people to know that this is
Yeah.
a commerce, this is an economy and everything is expensive. And the fact that you're affording the opportunity for people that they otherwise would not have
Yeah.
been afforded, especially the
Yeah.
kids and Black business owners, they get discouraged when they're not being compensated, but
Right.
you're creating those spaces and you're creating the experience. These
Mm-hmm.
experiences, they just like everything else with interest and everything going up and inflation. It's a result of all of that. And
Exactly.
you want the experience. You have to be able to have something to remember.
This year, we're a part of the Black Carpet, the pre-show, but I also see that this year, like, you guys have hyped it up a little bit more. Like, I see that you have a pre-show host, and then you have a Black Carpet host. I see
Right.
that you have pre-show entertainment. Like, I guess there are some performers there too, and then you have the DJ. So tell us why it's important for
Yes.
our locals to come and be there on time at 3 o'clock to get this overall cool
Right.
experience right before the show.
Right, right. So, first of all, it's Black Hollywood. Okay. So, we're really wanting to treat it like it's Hollywood. And so, when you're coming in, we want the experience to start the moment you come in. And we want you to have like paparazzi taking your pictures on the black carpet. And then people pulling on you at different podcasts and say, hey, come do this interview. And then you can go and have a cocktail, listen to music, do whatever. Then, when you decide you want to go on the inside, guess what? It don't stop. So there's going to be entertainment, there's going to be a host, there's going to be, so everywhere you go, there's just going to be movement, and it's going to be Black people doing whatever it is to make sure that your night is worth it. So like I said, it starts the moment you come down the black carpet, and it's not going to
Mhm.
end. It's going to be back to back. So
Yeah.
I would say come early just so you can experience everything. The photo ops. Now I know everybody gets excited about our different photo ops. And Mash Creations, that's who we use, Miranda Watson. Let me tell y'all, she is unbelievable. The creativity she has and how she builds our photo ops that we have, and the balloons that just everything that she does is just fantabulous. And I mean, she's black, another black business here that we're able to use. And this year she has gone, she's brought some other popular stuff back that people have like said, oh, we want to see this again. And then she's coming with something new and she's doing something different. Everything. It's just from the photo, like I said, the black carpet, the photo ops, the interviews. You get the interview with tea and champagne. Then you get to go over here to the Bat Cave, and you get to go over there with Theo. And it's just
Yes,
black. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? It's all things black. And
Yeah.
when I say that, my mama has this saying. I think it's so funny that she says it takes black to know black. And you know what I mean? And so it's just, what I love about that night is I remember the very first show we had, and we were talking to Keenan, and it's when everybody was swag surfing. And I said, Keenan, you had from car detailers to lawyers and doctors all swag surfing together. Because at that moment, it wasn't about status. It wasn't about who was doing what, who does what and who hangs with who. It was at that moment we were all black and we were celebrating being black and being successful in every aspect. It didn't matter what you did. You was just happy to be there together and so I think when you get to come in and you start at 3 o'clock and you actually get there and get to really experience the entire thing, you get to experience excellence on a different level. Hey,
Thank
when you walked
you.
up and got interviewed by y'all, baby, y'all was ready. From the
Yeah.
champagne
We
to
were
I
we were
loved
having a
every
good
bit of it.
time.
Yes,
We were having
I
a good
love.
time.
Yes, it's.
Thank
Y'all gave an
you.
experience that I was like, okay, make sure I'm on their thing every time. It
Yeah,
was exciting. It was
thank you.
fun. Yes, and
Thank you for those
yeah,
were
so I'm
great
saying
pictures too.
everybody definitely needs to come and just experience
Yeah.
that. Just
So
like being
speaking of this,
interviewed,
the
being asked
pre-show,
about your
although
business,
you have
being asked about
mentioned
what you're
that, you know,
Mhm.
doing,
we're
and
going to be on the black
it's just
carpet
exciting.
live
So
from the
yeah,
Bat
three
Cave
o'clock,
is going
be
to be
there.
there.
Yes.
And tell us about who are the black carpet hostess this year. I know we have two. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, Adrian, I can't think of Adrian's last name. We call him AD. AD and Stacy Lightfoot. And she's my sorority sister. But these are two black professionals who have truly in their field, they have gone far and above. But then I'm telling you, he is so classy and he has a style that I think is just amazing. And she is the same way. I saw her in an event and she was hosting, and I was like, I gotta have her on the black carpet. Cause she's so inviting and she's just so fun. And I knew that she was going to be exciting on the
Okay.
carpet. So this year, we wanted to make sure that those interviews that we do on the carpet are going to be live on our page during the night. So we wanted it to be fun, and we wanted to have everybody. And DJ Nip, she's amazing. She's a new female DJ that's entered in the city, and she's going to be making sure that the night is
Yeah.
going up. Because it was so crazy. I'm stuttering. People like to be, you have so much fun on the carpet. We can't get people to go in sometimes. Like, it's like, okay, y'all, this is
Yeah.
not the event. We need y'all to come
Yeah.
in. So, but it's
Yeah.
created its own experience just being out there. But this year we have on the inside, we have Chris McDonald, who is another amazing host. He is so fun. I went to an event that Sharon Kelly had and he was the host. And I was just like, I got to use him. I have to have him. He was fun. He kept the crowd engaged. And we're going to have 3 different R&B solo artists. That is Cinnamon Townsend, Zoe, and DL Yancey the second. And all 3 of
Yeah.
them have these I'm into that neo soul and what whatever. And I wanted that feel. Outside it's gonna be crunk, everybody's gonna be whatever. Yeah, but on the inside it is truly gonna give you that
And
neo soul folk feel. But once that show starts, we're gonna definitely celebrate the soul of Chattanooga. So yes, I think I
Nice.
answered your question.
Okay.
I don't know. I get to talking, so
our podcast, we have mentioned this before, but our podcast was birthed out of the the Chattanooga Business Elite, the BEC
Mhm.
Awards. we was like, let's just do it so we can promote something and, you know, have a business. Like you said, we were all in the room together. We were inspired. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's gonna make me
Yeah.
cry.
We were
Mhm.
presenting the podcast category,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
that meant a lot to us because we were like fans of podcasts in general. So we were intentional
Yeah.
to present that category. And then we have been
Right.
talking
Yeah.
about it and talking about like, hey, should we start a
Yeah.
podcast? We
We
like, yeah, we
did.
should. And let's promote it when we present that award. And so we
Wow.
did. We
That
had
is
our first
awesome.
episode after that.
Wow, that is that that I mean that right there is a testimony of exactly what we wanted to, and you know that right
Yes.
there means y'all. I'm not gonna cry on this thing, but that got me.
Yes.
I will say that
Listen,
that
Well,
just got me.
Shay,
this is
I
a safe
have one more
space. This is a
question
safe
for you. I
space,
think you might
and
have
That
touched
we
on
want
this
to
in
got
the
make sure
beginning
to
me.
when you were,
highlight
you know,
and
giving us
celebrate
the
that. Yes.
overall
That's
rundown
awesome. That is
of the
really
BEC
awesome.
Awards and Chattanooga Business Elite. But I want to know,
Okay.
since you are the CEO, you are the boss lady, what is your overall goal for Chattanooga's Business Elite for Black Chattanooga? Mm-hmm.
To just love and celebrate one another. Y'all, you know, there is such a power of when you unify. You know what I mean? Unity is so powerful. And if we could highlight and come together and celebrate the positive things going on, we can
Mm-hmm.
actually move the needle here more. That would really benefit us as a Black
Mm-hmm.
community. There's nothing we couldn't do. I mean, they're saying now we have over 30% blacks in this. Do you know what we could do? How we can change the votes? How
Mm-hmm.
we can change what's going on in our community? If everybody got out here and just like they vote for a BEC award and they voted for our local elections, and they got out here and we started unifying. I think the more we unify and the more we show the importance of what our votes matter and our voice matters and we matter as a Black community, I think honestly other communities would be scared of what we could do if we all came together. And I want this to be the start of us coming together. I'm such a family person. And anybody in my family will tell you I'm the one. Never in a million years that I think that I would be a CEO of an organization who just wanted to do exactly what I used to do with my family, which was bringing us together. I literally always was the one who did the family events, came up for us to, you know, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have
Mm-hmm.
games. We're going to do this. Let's all meet. We got to meet this time. And then to do that for a community and say, hey, y'all, we're going to come together. We're going to celebrate. We're going to highlight and we're going to support each other throughout the year. We're going to tell what everybody's doing good. And I really just want this to really be a movement for how powerful we really can be once we all come together.
So this is something that we do in every episode. We kind of just um, talk about our intentions for the week. So I know that you have a lot of planning to do, and you know you're just busy, and we are too. But just think about how you want your week to go this week. D, we'll let D go first, so we'll give you some time to think about it.
Okay, so my intention for this week, honestly, I just want to regain a little bit of organization with my work task and my emails. Honestly, I'm gonna just keep it like that and keep it simple. My inbox is crazy. I really want to declutter that. And I know as I'm going through my inbox, it's going to help me manage my projects and organize those. So if I can get through that
Hmm.
by this week and next week start fresh with a nice organized mailbox.
I just started a new job. I've been on for the company for about a month. So now that we are getting back into gear for the podcast, I want to be able to balance learning my new position and doing my editing and production side of the podcast. So just balance. I think I can do it. I have to manage my time a lot better, maybe get some new equipment, but just being able to balance my work schedule and life schedule. So. And
Yeah,
what about you, Shay?
appreciate that balance because I appreciate all your editing techniques.
For this week, I'm starting fasting.
Oh,
So the main thing will be to making sure that I'm hearing from God on every direction that I need to go, especially when it comes to business and for my personal. I have a tendency to put out more to other people and not put in. And so this week I want to truly, as far as spiritual and for me, I want God to really fill me up because I'm getting ready to come into a season. BEC is a season for me where I'm gonna give out a lot. So I need to fill my cup so that I can be ready to give and really be able to love on other people. So I got to allow my cup to get full and just allow God to get me ready for this season
That's
that's
awesome.
coming up, because it can be a
Yeah.
lot, but I want to make sure that even when I'm giving, that I'm receiving
Yeah.
at the same time.
that's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
And thank you for coming and making time
Of
for us this
course.
evening.
Of course. It's so fun.
I hope that you were happy to join us and be able
Of
to share
course.
as much as you were able to share. I hope we are helping with what all you got going on.
Yes, I'm ready to
I'm
see y'all's dresses on the carpet. I'm ready to come and get interviewed by y'all on the
Yeah.
carpet. I'm excited to get my glass and go ahead and just sip with y'all and
Yes.
talk about that days. I'm gonna go ahead and make
Yes.
sure that
And
they
get
grab me to
y'all's
get up there.
tickets,
So
y'all.
I'm
Get your
Yes,
excited.
come
Yeah.
tickets.
through. Everybody come through. Shay, come through. Bring a friend, come through. We're happy and we are excited. We have been talking about this for the past few weeks. Yes.
Yes. Please do.
Black excellence.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes. I can't
bye.
wait.